Hi.
Hola.
Hi, hier ist Mr. Döse.
This is Michael Bradley.
Hey, I'm Memphis.
Hey.
Hola. Hello.
I'm here with soccer.com.
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 And I'm talking with my friends soccer.com.
See you soon.
Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Adidas X16 Plus PureChaos in the latest Dark Space Pack colorway. Now included with the shoes inside the box is an extra set of comfort insoles. These go along with the lightweight ones already included in the shoes. You also get a string bag that's a black perforated mesh with black strings, and of course has the Adidas and X branding there on the front. And then of course you get the shoes themselves, which I have right here in what I think is a very, very good looking colorway. So in today's video, we are of course going to take a detailed look at the colorway itself. We're going to talk tech specs and performance when it comes to the PureChaos model. We're going to take a look at the weight of the shoe, as well as how they fit and feel on feet. So if you're interested in learning more, please stick around, watch the entire video. If you're interested in a pair of these for yourself, you can check out the review page on my website. There'll be a little pop-up on screen and a direct link down below in the description that'll take you directly there. And on that page, you will find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $300 retail price. So again, if you're interested in a pair, go ahead and click the little eye on screen or the first link down below in the description. And with that being said, let's get right into the review. To start things off, let's take a closer look at what I think is a very, very cool colorway. Now, at a quick glance, the shoes appear to be pretty much blackouts, but that's not necessarily the case. The majority of the upper, the synthetic part at least, as you can see, is black on black. It still maintains the embossed texturing that has that kind of tearing look to it, and it does have more of a gritty sensation to it, almost like a rubber-like feel, which is a little bit different in comparison to previous colorways. It provides a little bit more of a grippy sensation on the ball, but the difference in feel and performance, I would say, is pretty minimal overall. With that being said, the coolest aspect of this colorway is the Adidas logo right here, which looks pretty normal right now, being that it pretty much shows up as black. But when you're in kind of a stadium lighting environment, or if you take a picture using the flash on your phone, it has this multicolor reflective effect. And I'm going to show it to you right now. I just got to turn off some lights here, and I'll use the little flashlight on my phone. But it's a very, very cool multicolor effect. One more second. Turn the flashlight on my phone, and hopefully this will work. There it goes. So you can see it kind of shows some greens, some purples, some yellows, depending on how it lights up. It's only the Adidas logo here on the lateral side, but it's a pretty cool effect nonetheless. Looks really, really nice. And again, in a stadium lighting type environment, especially from a distance, it's going to have that cool kind of reflective aspect to it, which I'm personally a really, really big fan of. You're also going to find this on the Pure Control model as well. So give me a second, I'll turn the lights back on, and we'll take a closer look at the rest of the shoe. You can see the exposed tech fit area is a combination of black and gray, which I think looks pretty good. The sole plate is a black chrome with translucent studs, which looks really, really cool. Big fan of the black chrome. And it does come with the warning sticker that I already removed, letting you know that the chrome finish will wear off over time as you use the shoes. Not going to affect the performance or durability. It's just going to impact the color and of course the look of the bottom of your shoe, which is not that big of a deal. And really the only splash of color you're going to find is in the actual texturing here in the form of these grip dots in the liner, which are a nice bright orange, and the PureChaos X branding there on the insole itself, which is difficult to see because it's quite dark in there. But nonetheless, that's pretty much it as far as the Dark Space Pack colorway is concerned. Let me know what you guys think of these down below in the comment section. Do you like how they look? Why or why not? And with that being said, let's move on to the tech specs so we can learn a little bit more about the overall performance. From a performance standpoint, the X16 Plus PureChaos, in my opinion at least, is the best of the three $300 models from Adidas. I have a comparison video with all three if you want to check that out. I'll leave a little pop-up on screen. You can go ahead and watch that video if you haven't seen it already. And I would say that out of all the top-end models from Adidas at the moment, this is my personal favorite. I'm a big fan of what this shoe has to offer. And what we're going to go over in today's video are kind of the basic tech specs of what you should know if you were at all considering the PureChaos. So with this particular shoe, you get an upper that is made up of quite a few different materials and quite a few different layers. That's a little bit tricky to explain, so listen closely. So the upper that you can see here with the texturing is technically classified as a tech fit upper. The tech fit system is mainly this elasticated part that's exposed right here, and it does run internally, which I'll explain. But This synthetic material is kind of unspecified in the tech specs, which is a little bit confusing. So this material is kind of just a standard synthetic material. Reminds me a lot of what we got on previous F50 Adizero models. It's on the thinner side, but it does have somewhat of a padded sensation to it. It's soft, it's flexible, it feels very comfortable on your foot, and it provides a nice touch on the ball while still maintaining a good feel overall. The texturing on the surface is minimal. It does have the non-stop grip dots, your NSG kind of grip element, which is kind of like a wet control element, but not one that I think has a big impact on feel. And like I said, this particular colorway does have a little bit more of kind of a matte, grittier finish to it. So texturing on the ball, or texturing in general, is more significant, so you will have a little bit of an extra grip on the ball that you wouldn't have with the other colorways that have been released so far. But again, it's a minor difference. You should really just go for whichever colorway that you like the look of, and that's about it. I wouldn't say that this colorway is better or worse than previous ones because of the slight difference with the texturing on the surface. But nonetheless, I really like this material. It's just straight up synthetic right here in the forefoot area, forward from this particular seam, and then from this seam back, you have two layers of material, one being the actual synthetic that acts as your lace cover, and then the second layer being this Tech Fit system here that's internal, which is basically just an elasticated, almost neoprene type material, but not exactly neoprene, something that I think feels a little bit higher quality. So what this is not just a little collar piece on the side. This runs all the way up until this seam and then ends forward. So basically, this is an elasticated section that when you slide your foot in, it stretches out, has that kind of compression type fit, and it's kind of the barrier between your foot, the lace cover, and the actual lacing system, because this shoe does have laces. What's going on internally here are little nylon straps that run from here, here, and here, and you have a standard lacing system. It's only 3 lace holes long. It's pretty shallow, but it is quite effective. You put the shoes on, you pull from the 2 ends because the lace cover doesn't really give you access to the laces themselves, and it allows you to tighten the shoe. You tie them up, and you're good to go. Gives you a nice secure lockdown sensation. And again, while it's not what I would consider to be the most responsive shoe in the world, it does have a nice lockdown fit. It's not overly tight, it's not overly narrow, which I'll talk about a little bit later during the on-feet portion of the video, but it has a nice, snug, secure sensation on your foot, and it's also very comfortable, which is important as well. Now, the lace cover system, it is what they call their pure cut system, which again, the lace cover is there mainly for aesthetic reasons. It does play a big part in this particular design in terms of touch on the ball, but there really isn't a performance benefit to having a lace cover, although I really like how they implemented it on this particular shoe. Normally it can be very bulky, but in this particular design, I think it works quite well. And it doesn't really add what I consider to be unnecessary bulk to the shoe itself. At the back here, you're gonna have what I guess is kind of being viewed as a mid-cut-esque design. It's really just a low-cut shoe with these side little extension pieces that, in all honesty, you do not notice whatsoever when you're actually playing in them. This does feel like a standard low-cut shoe, for those that are wondering. You have the S-curve heel where it extends a little bit higher in the tendon area and then kind of curves back, similar to the Ultra Boost from Adidas, which is a very popular running shoe from the brand. We did see it on soccer shoes prior to this as well in the form of the limited edition Prime Knit. But we have it again here. Again, it's one of those things that is more of something to make the shoe look a little bit different as opposed to enhancing the comfort. It could be cut lower. It really wouldn't make a difference in terms of the feel, but they did what they did, and you kind of have to live with that design element. Nonetheless, you do have a nice heel liner on the inside here. It's a synthetic suede with these grip dots that are orange in color. The dots themselves do a really good job of kind of grabbing your sock and helping to keep your heel locked in place. Heel lockdown is very, very effective on this particular shoe, and the fit in general, like I said, is quite good and very comfortable. Insole fully removable. They do include 2 sets, so you have a comfort insole if you prefer something a little bit thicker with the suede liner, but included in the shoe is this guy right here, the lightweight insole, which is a mesh liner, perforations throughout, and just a single layer of this thinner foam that I personally didn't have any issues with. But again, if you want that extra insole, a little bit of extra comfort, they do include it with the shoes inside the box. And then of course you have the sprint frame outsole, which includes a heel counter right here. You guys can see me recording the video, which I'm sure somebody will comment. Nonetheless, it's pretty much the same sprint frame design that we saw pretty much before originally in 2010 when they first launched the F50 Adizero. This is a pretty similar layout overall. It's a thin plastic material, has some decent flexibility to it in the forefoot. Obviously you have the little spines running through the midfoot and heel area, so it is stiff in the areas that it should be stiff, flexible in the right areas as well. And then of course you get the FGAG stud pattern. Given that this is an FGAG shoe, you can wear it on firm natural grass as well as artificial grass. Definitely more of a firm ground layout in my opinion though. With that being said, it's kind of the same layout we've been getting from Adidas for quite a while now. Again, since 2010 when they first launched the F50 Adizero, the exact same layout as that shoe, but with some slightly interesting shaped studs where they almost have this kind of teardrop-like effect or like a shape to them, if you will. Again, it doesn't really feel that much different than the other two lines from Adidas, be it the Ace or the Messi line, because they all have the exact same layout. But this is a stud pattern that works pretty well. Like I said, I think it's a little bit better suited for firm natural grass as opposed to artificial grass. But if you've worn an Adidas stud pattern in the last couple of years and you didn't have any issues with it, you're unlikely to have any problems with this one either. In terms of weight, the X16 Plus PureChaos is a pretty lightweight shoe. So for the sake of the video, I'm going to weigh them for you today in real time using this scale. Keep in mind that this is a brand new pair in a size 9 US. Going to throw them on the scale and you can see that they weigh in at 7 ounces exactly, the equivalent of 198 grams. So 7 ounces right at the 200 gram mark. Relatively lightweight shoes. They certainly do not feel heavy on your feet. There are lighter shoes out there, but again, I don't think anybody's going to have any issues with the weight of the PureChaos. If you're looking for what this shoe has on offer, it's kind of a unique package as it is. The only thing that is somewhat similar is the Messi 16 Plus Pure Agility, but out of those two shoes, given their similarities, I really feel like this is the better option of the two. All right, so here is a look at the Dark Space X16 Plus PureChaos on feet, and out of the box, this is a very, very comfortable shoe. This is a little bit difficult to describe just based on how many layers are happening here, but basically you slide your foot inside and it is a little bit tricky at first just because the heel liner is pretty grippy and the opening's not the biggest. But once your foot is in there, you'll find that the TechFit system does wrap your foot quite snug. It stretches and then kind of compresses back to the shape of your foot, whereas in the forefoot area where it's just the synthetic material, it has a little bit more of a roomy kind of open, less snug sensation, if that makes any sense. The shape is really good. The shoe fits quite well. There's no extra dead space on the inside, and it's not overly narrow, which I think a lot of people probably will like. With that said, it does have definitely more of a snug fit through the midfoot, given that you do have the elasticated TechFit system, and that's where the laces are located. So when you do pull the laces tight, it does help to secure your foot and lock it in place. But again, the shoe fits really comfortably. The material is soft and flexible. There's not really much to break in. For the most part, these felt pretty much good to go from the first time that I wear them, and I really never had any issues with the break-in process, and that seems to be the experience that most people are having as well. So from a comfort standpoint, these are very, very good. Width-wise, like I mentioned, they're not narrow. They're going to be suitable for most people. You're not really going to get much stretch out of the shoe, especially considering you do have that kind of stitch seam there running through the midfoot, forefoot area. So for the most part, the way they fit out of the box is the way they're going to fit for their entire lifespan. You may get a little bit of stretch in the forefoot toe box area, but for the most part, the shape is predetermined on this particular model, as you'll find with a lot of synthetic shoes, but they still fit very comfortably. As long as you don't have super, super wide feet, you shouldn't have any issues with the shape of this shoe at all. And as far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. All right, guys, that is it for my review of the Dark Space Adidas X16 Plus PureChaos. If you guys are interested in more info or interested in a pair for yourself, you can either click the first link down below in the description or the little eye on screen, and that'll take you directly to the review page where you will find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $300 retail price. So again, if you're interested in a pair, be sure to go ahead and check that out. If you have any questions at all regarding this shoe, leave them down below in the comments and I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information linked in the description as well. Other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.